Alright guys, so today we're going to do a pointillism lesson using an iPad instead of a laptop, since a lot of you guys use iPads. What I have to do here, I'm going to, little password for these school iPads. We're going to use Safari today to find Pixlr. You may have apps of it, but it's a lot better to use the Safari one. So come down here to Safari. That was the, I'll show you again. That one down there. Oops, out of focus. Okay. This one right here is Safari. We'll come there. And, oops, looks like I need to back up so I can show you the steps. So you're going to come up here to the top and type in, even though I'm already there, but I'll show you all step one. Type in Pixlr spacebar, and then type in editor, EDITOR, and then go. Alright, so that should give you these options. It's kind of hard to see, but you're going to click on the very top one, the first one, and then it'll bring up this page. If you're here, you're in the right spot. Next, you're going to click on, we're going to use X. That's the easy to use one. Now, when you get to this screen, you have options. You have history, create new, or stock search. You're going to click on create new. That's the one in the middle. And it'll come up with these icons. Those are different size templates to work with. We're going to keep it the same. You're not going to click on the other ones. Just keep it on full HD. That one right there. And then before you begin, you want to put in your name. So I like to title it with my first and last name and then the name of the assignment. So I'm going to do Nolan Mueller, and then this one's going to be called Pointillism. Oh wait, is that two L's? Let's look it up. Pointillism. That looks like two L's to me. Alright, so come back over here. Pointillism, double L. Okay, there we go. Click create, and you should see this screen. So once you see this, this is your workspace, and these are your tools on the left. And we're gonna start with just our draw tool right here. That's the one that looks like a paintbrush. Click there, and then we should have our brush tool. And it's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to turn mine sideways so I can see my screen a little bit better. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And I thought it'd be interesting, maybe just to try to make a an apple. So to do a pointillism apple, we should probably start with, let's start with red. So we're going to change our color down here to red. We're going to click on this. Sorry, I should really teach you how to use it. Right here, your oval shape, your biggest one, is the color you have selected. So that, right now, I have white selected. Now if I move my little circle in this part, it changes that little oval to the color I want. I'm going to go with red for right now. Alright, so there, I got red selected. I'm using my brush tool. What size is my brush tool? That's really little. I'm going to make it bigger. Oops, that's huge. Look at that. If I were to do that, that'd be massive. So let me make it a little bit smaller. I can undo, and make that smaller. About maybe 10. Nope, that's too small. Let's go bigger than that. That'll take us forever. Okay, 26. That's good. So now, because I have a touchscreen iPad, this will be pretty easy to do. I'm going to start tapping and tapping. So I'm using dots because pointillism is made out of dots. Starting to get the shape of an apple. let's see, apples have a few different colors in there, so let's try this. Let's try going and moving our color red to a slightly brighter red, like right here, a little lighter. So mixing in some white to that red. Okay, you see how I changed that color over here? I moved that to look there, so it's kind of a pinkish red, and I'm going to kind of focus in, put a lot of dots in one spot. This is how George Seurat would make his highlights, and the other artists who did Pointillism. They would kind of just do little dots of the bright color, and then for a super bright highlight, I'm going to move that dot all the way over to white and add in a little more right there. Super bright. Now there's other colors to apples, so I'm going to go and do a darker version. So here's red, and then I come down, kind of come down closer to here to the black. Black and red mixed together, making that kind of color, a little bit darker. And go right around the bottom edge area. Alright, kind of cool. Now, I've noticed that some apples have slightly different color to them, so I'm going to change my hue right here. This is your hue bar, and on it, whoops, I'll use my other hand. You can change the hue. The hue is like the rainbow colors: red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet. And I'm going to go to a little bit more of a yellowish orangey color and add some of that in here. Alright, and maybe make it a little more orange, closer to red. It's too far away from red for me. There we go, I like that. Kind of a brown. Tap in some more, all with dots. Just tapping and tapping and tapping. Now I'm going to try to make the stem at the top, and I'm not going to do that with one little line. I'm going to do that with dots. So I'm going to make my color a little bit more brown. So I'm already here in the orange. If I come closer down to black, it gets kind of dark and it works out for a nice brown. You can see it popping up right there. Sorry for being out of focus. So right here at the top, make a little stem. Try to do it all with dots, not lines. Good. And then even that would have a highlight on it, so I'm going to go a little brighter. Move that color up again. Do a few really bright ones. Ooh, maybe that was too much. I'm going to undo. Okay. And then I want to give it a leaf, so I'm going to come over here, click on green, and I'm going to change that and get a nice green to start with. Do a little leaf shape here. Kind of come into the shape as I add more dots. You can zoom in if you need to. Oops. And see what you're doing better. Go with a brighter green. So one of the fun things is to add a variety of similar colors. And add only a few parts that are really bright. So I picked a bright green for just a small part. Now if you zoom into this, it's kind of hard to tell what it's supposed to be. But if I back up, I zoom out, start to tell that it's supposed to be an apple. Whoops, looks like I made a few unnecessary dots. Alright, so I just want you guys to play around with that and practice it. If you need to do it with markers or crayons, that's fine too. The next thing you will do after you make it is you're going to save it, and you should already have your name. The only thing you want to do here is change it from a PNG to a JPEG file. and it'll make your background white. That's okay, that's fine. If you want to make a different color background, that's fine too. You just have to go back and make it. Then you're going to click download, and on an iPad or a tablet, it'll ask you 2 times to download. So you that one time, and then this time this other window, white window, pops up. You click download again, and then that will now be in your file. So if you go to your file on your iPad, where is that? Oh, it's right here. Click on your file. It looks like a blue folder. Should be right there. So that way, whenever you go to your Google Classroom and you're creating or adding new, I can show you all an example in a Google Classroom real quick. I have to go to one of my teacher classes that we made up. Come over here. Click on one of these. Click on classwork. So this is just an example. Alright, something that is an assignment. Okay, reflection journal. So if I were to do this, I'd see, got my assignment, you got your work down here, although yours would say something totally different. Then you go to add attachment. You see that plus button, add attachment, it's right above turn in. Click on there. And what we did was we saved a file, so you're going to have to click on File over here on the left, F-I-L-E, and your picture should be right there. You click on it and give it a minute to pop up. There it goes. Alright, so there it is, and I click Turn In, and that's all you do. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing your work. See y'all later.